Hey everybody, welcome to the Kyle and Not Kyle Show, Week 16 recap edition. You and I had the same picks as each other last week. So I am 47-26 and he is 49-24. 2-game lead. I'm Kyle.
Not Kyle.
Forgot to do that. So we're just gonna hop right in on our
too comfortable.
Getting too comfortable on our recaps. So we're gonna start with Washington at the Redskins. Washington Redskins at the Tennessee Titans.
I thought the guy that played the quarterback for Washington did great.
Yeah, I thought
one pick in a bad time period, and
I thought he did fine.
Tennessee just looks to me like I wouldn't want to face them.
Yeah,
they just look. They don't look spectacular, but they also look like they're not going to give up. They're not going to lay down. They're not going.
And you know what that comes from? Their head coach. Vrabel's not the type of guy to back down from anything. He's going to fight to the end.
Well, I didn't think they had that. I didn't think they had the give up mentality last year.
No.
This year they just seem to be able to finish games a little better.
Yeah. The biggest outcome for me in this game is twofold. It's that the Titans are still alive for a playoff spot, and Mariota got hurt. He did not practice on Wednesday. I don't think he practiced yesterday either, due to feeling numb on his entire right side. They said he was questionable. I think he did practice a little bit today. And to me, that's the biggest concern for this team in the offseason is how durable do they think Mariota is? Because he has never played all 16 games in a single season.
Durable? He needs to be able to throw for 350 yards if they need him to.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's incapable of doing that.
Yeah. Which we know he's not because he did that all the time at Oregon.
Well, college. Yeah, college doesn't matter.
No. So Titans win and now make it a three-way race for the AFC South. Moving on to the next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Los Angeles Chargers. We were just talking about San Diego a few minutes ago before we started filming. The difference in this game to me was the running game. The Ravens had 159 rushing yards while the Chargers only had 51. You and I have been saying it for a while. There is no home field advantage whatsoever for the Chargers.
Absolutely none.
It's like you said, when they're panning around the stadium, you would have thought it was in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. It was sad. It was sad.
It's really bad.
It was sad.
Chargers now.
Who's the Jackson for the Ravens?
Lamar Jackson, yeah.
He was able to take off a run. He is. Remember when I was telling you Mahomes and Mayfield will run to try to throw the ball down the field. He is one who wants to run like Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
They're going to run. I want to run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I want to be a running back and that plays quarterback.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's got that many years if he continues to do this. And next year they're going to have film on.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of next year, moving on to the next game, Bengals at Browns. Final score: Browns 26, Bengals 18. The Browns are going to be fun to watch next year. I'm excited.
They're fun to watch this year.
Yeah, there's so much. I love watching Baker. He's my gosh, he's like a hero in that town. That town absolutely loves him.
And Chubb, the running back.
Yeah, that's good. They've. I think I said this a few weeks ago. They have a nice nucleus on offense to build around. You have
a good nucleus on defense.
Exactly. So the Browns were eliminated from the playoffs this week.
Because the Chargers lost.
Yeah.
Stupid Chargers.
Right.
That pissed me off.
Stinking Chargers.
Well, no, what kills me about it, they lost to Baltimore. And then Kansas City loses Seattle. That was their chance.
Yeah.
That was their chance to beat what I think is an inferior team to them, the Ravens.
Yeah.
Then they could have been number 1 seed.
Yep.
And you just go, oh, there was your chance.
This is going to be the first time since I think it was 99 that the Browns will finish with a winning divisional record.
Oh my God. We have to go to the last century. That's so sad.
I know that's so crazy. And people are like, oh, but they won 10 games in whatever year. They may have won 10 games, but they didn't have a winning record in the division. like I said, I don't see how they can't get Greg Williams unless, again, they get Mike McCarthy and get him to accept Greg Williams. He's your associate head coach / he runs the defense. Bengals, you're being the Bengals. That's like
well, they're injury riddled too.
Yeah, they are. Moving on to
talk about you talking about Mariota.
yeah.
What about Andy Dalton?
I've never been.
No, but
sold on
he's
Andy
been
Dalton.
getting hurt every year now too.
Yeah,
the last 2
I've
years.
never been sold on Andy Dalton.
Well, I don't think he's bad. It doesn't matter if you're not playing.
And you
it
could be the
doesn't
greatest
matter.
quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
You get injured, you can't play all 16 games. Guess
Yeah.
what? Houston at the Eagles.
Nick Foles, baby, making his run.
I hate Nick Foles.
As soon as that happened,
that was the one time you ever saw New England happy. Because in the post game, in the locker room, they were all like, "Hey, thanks, Nick. You know, we liked you today, but you know, go, yeah."
No, and they've beaten 2 teams, good teams.
Yeah.
The Rams that was the thing. They beat the Rams in Los Angeles, and then I think they played at home against Houston, right?
Yes,
Houston
it was.
came to Philadelphia.
Houston at Philly.
And Houston didn't do bad.
No,
They just-
no. The thing that
Nick
killed
Foles.
them. The thing that killed them was that penalty by Clowney on their final drive. That to me, he hit him. He
Scored more
led
points.
he led with his helmet.
Yeah, but you scored
But I
points.
also I thought he was kind of trying to make sure he didn't hit Foles' helmet with his helmet, because then it would have been helmet to helmet. Who knows? Because it gave him 15 more yards to tack on to the end of what I thought was a really good catch, but I think it was Aguilar. Like a 19-yard catch, so it put him at midfield.
and I was going to tell you in
Texas,
in that game,
uh-huh.
you did a couple weeks ago. You did let's look at Amari Cooper to compare to Golden Tate.
Yeah,
You can't do that anymore.
I know.
Now that Nick Foles is in the game.
The Texans are in a 3-way race for the AFC South and could potentially fall from the 3rd seed all the way down to the 6th.
It's in their hands.
Yeah,
It's in their
it
hands.
is in your hands, Houston.
But they could have locked it away. They could have been number 2 weeks ago.
And the Eagles, you have one scenario only now to make the playoffs. You have to win at Washington this next week, and the Bears have to beat the Vikings. Moving on to what was I thought was one of the highlight games of the week. Steelers at Saints. That was a good game. I enjoyed it. What a second half by Antonio Brown. I think they said he had like 157 yards in the second half alone. After doing nothing in the first half, basically. Saints were letting them get in field goal range, and then Smith-Schuster fumbled the ball.
Yep.
Which to me, I'm torn on this one because I get you're trying to get more yards, but it's also first down. Or it's also you were on first down, so you would have had a chance.
They're paying him to make plays.
I know. I don't get why the Saints keep having Taysom Hill come in and throw passes. You have Drew Brees. Because guess what? Would not have been as close if Taysom hadn't thrown that, because he threw an interception. Steelers turned it into 3 points. But yeah, Saints, I do believe, did they lock up home field?
Yes.
So they've locked up home field advantage. And they look like a much better team.
Well, and
than they did
now
the
we
week
were all
before.
excited 8 weeks ago for these string of 3 games.
Yeah.
4 games.
Yeah.
Panthers,
Carolina,
Falcons.
Carolina, Falcons, Steelers, Panthers.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
now the
it's like-
Panthers are like, okay, we're on our
Yeah.
they're on their 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, I think.
So yeah, moving on. Giants at Colts. I did not think this game was going to be as close as it was. I would have
Not in
Indy. No,
Yes.
not in Indy. If it was in New York, I could have said, I could see
Yeah.
the Giants hanging around making it a game. I would have laughed in your face if you told me that the Colts were going to have to mount a comeback to win this game.
Of course, the Colts to me that's the team right now. If I'm a Colts fan, I'm on some kind of heart medication.
Yeah.
Because one week they're coming out beating people to a pulp,
And
the
then
next
next
week
week-
it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw it for
we
80
have a
times.
game today?
Well, no, it's like, okay, we're not going to run.
Yeah.
We're just going to pass the ball
Yeah.
73 times.
Yeah.
And that's how we're going
Which-
to do this.
Luck had a good game. 31 of 47 for 357
you know what I've
yards.
noticed about him all year so far? And I don't know because I didn't really pay attention to his games before. He gets better as the game gets going.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, if you're a defensive coordinator, shut him down in the second half. Let him do whatever he needs to in the first half.
T.Y. Hilton, 7 receptions, 138 yards.
Kittle.
Yeah, White Tittle, whatever Rob wants to call him. Saquon only had 77 total yards.
Yeah, but that's because they were thinking he's going to get 277 yards. They were covering him like nuts.
Right. No Odell Beckham. So that was one of the things that surprised me so much was they didn't have Odell.
Makes
and
you wonder, huh?
Still almost won the game.
Makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder what? How good Odell is?
No, not how good. How important he is.
Yeah. Well, now that they have Saquon, I don't think he's quite as important anymore. And Sterling, hey, you and I, we've both been pretty high on Sterling Shepard
and
since his rookie
Evan
year.
Ingram.
So yeah. So Sunday night game, Chiefs at Seahawks. This was a good game. I enjoyed it. Chiefs dropped 2 in a row. Seattle is returning to the playoffs without Chancellor, Thomas, Sherman, Bennett, or Averill. No one really thought that was going to happen. Kudos to the Seahawks.
As long as they got Bobby Wagner, they're
I mean, you and I had both been wondering if they'd even make the, if they
8-8. I thought they'd go 8-8.
Yeah. Yeah. So good job, Seahawks. That was a good, like I said, that was a great matchup. I enjoyed watching it.
That's one though that Chiefs have cream hump. They win.
Yep, I agree. I completely agree. Lack of a running game is hurting them.
A running game. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. Moving on to the Monday night game. Denver Broncos at the Oakland Raiders.
That was...
99-yard punt return.
I've been trying... Because I don't dislike Denver, and I don't like Denver. Alex likes him. My son likes him. I think you pretty much got to get rid of the coach now. I don't know how you hang on. This is 2 mediocre seasons.
Yeah.
You won some games you shouldn't have won, and then you lost games that you shouldn't have lost.
Yeah. So this is per NFL research. Philip Lindsay, the rookie running back, he is the 3rd undrafted rookie in the Super Bowl era to rush for 1,000+ yards. The other 2 are LeGarrette Blount in 2010 and Dominic Rhodes in 2001.
Dominic Rhodes is undrafted?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The Broncos could end up, I was reading this, I can't remember who it was that posted this. The Broncos could end up with a draft pick anywhere between 7th overall and 16th.
Wow. Based on this weekend?
Yeah, based on this weekend.
Wow. Wow, that's quite a swing.
Right? It's so they're just like, oh, please let us get this. I'd almost say lose. And so this is interesting. So there's a lot of talk about that that punt return by Oakland.
Yeah.
So I actually did not know this. In the NFL, if a player on the punting team touches the ball first before it lands in the end zone, a player on the return team can scoop it up and advance it without worrying about a fumble. The turnover would not count against them.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
That's kind of an odd
Dwayne Harris said he knew it. Him and Gruden mentions it every once in a while. And so he's like, hey, I can get this. Try and get us some yards back. And if I lose it, oh, well, we get it the one no matter what.
Because the kicking team touched it. Huh.
And he runs it all the way back 99 yards.
Yeah.
So
do it.
that was an interesting thing to watch. I think that's yeah. All right, so that's all for our recap for Week 16.
We went 5-3.
5-3, both of us. So we'll see you in a little bit for our preview and picks for Week 17.